In this video, I'm going to show you how you can connect your hosting a domain to your Lovable AI project. So I've created an example demo website using Lovable AI, and I'm going to connect a custom hosting a domain to it. So once you're inside of your project, go to the drop-down menu in the top left-hand corner, and then click on Settings. Now once you've done that, you want to go to Domains, and then you'll have a default subdomain by Lovable AI. Go to Add Existing Domain, click on Connect Domain, and it will then ask you for the domain you want to connect, which obviously you have registered in Hostinger. So go ahead and click Continue and enter in your domain. So here on Hostinger's H panel, once you've logged in, if you go to Domains and then go to Domain Portfolio, you'll be able to see all of the domains that you own. I'm going to connect knowledgebasehub.com. So we'll go ahead and click on Manage, and once we've done that, it will take us into the backend. We can go ahead and copy the domain here, so we'll highlight it all, we'll right click, we'll click copy, and then we'll go to Lovable and we'll paste it in here. We'll then click continue. It will then analyze our domain. It's then going to understand what hosting provider we're using, which in our case is Hostinger. Now you've got two options here. You can either log in to your Hostinger account using the email and password you used to sign up, and it will connect your domain automatically. Or you can do this manually and add the records to your domain manually. Now I'm going to show you how to do the manual setup, but if you feel comfortable logging into Hostinger on Lovable, you can enter in your details here. For whatever reason this doesn't work or you don't feel comfortable, go to our manual setup and you only need to copy essentially two values here. So we need to add two record types. So how do we do that? So inside of your backend of your domain, if you go to DNS/name servers, you will then be on this window where we can now add our two records which are needed, which are going to be both A records. Now by default, what I would do is if you're not using this domain anymore for anything else, you just want to connect it to Lovable, click Reset DNS Records, and it will get rid of all of the records that you don't actually need. So go ahead and just wait for this to update. It should take maybe 30 seconds. So now we're on a fresh domain if you would like, right? So now let's add these records. So the first record is going to be an A record, hostname www, and then this value which we can copy. So A record, hostname www, and we'll paste this value here into the points to box. Now you may notice that it conflicts or it's not valid. What it's conflicting with is really easy. So it's actually this CNAME here record, which happens to have www in the name as well. So we can just go and delete this. And then once you delete it, if you have this same problem, you'll notice that in a second, if you click around, the error will go and you can add the record. So we'll click confirm, we'll add that A record here. Now we'll go to the second A record. Host name is going to be @ and we can copy this address. So we'll put in @ here as the host name, we'll paste in the address and we'll click add record. Then we'll confirm any of this, and there you can see the DNS records have been added. So now we should have two A records. If you have any duplicate A records which aren't the A records said here, you are going to need to delete them. So I have this A record here, which I'm not sure where it's from, but I am going to delete it because it isn't what it says here. Now you can go ahead and just make sure you click on copied for all of these and then click I have added 2 out of 2 records to my domain provider. It's then going to say you're all set, and then we can go ahead and click done. Now if we go back to the drop down menu, back to settings, back to domains, you can see here the domain should be added. Now if you can't see the domain for the first time, you can just go ahead and refresh, and then if you go back to domains you should see it. If not, just connect the domain again and enter it in again. Because you've already added the A records, it will recognize it and it should see it here. So now all you'll have to do is publish, and you can then publish to your custom domain and it should then be working. So let's see, here we go, KnowledgeBase Hub now goes to the AI website. So this can take up to 48 hours, but just make sure you've added these records correctly. That's all you need to do, and that's how you do it.